Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 65 of our Staxel playthrough. My name is Wesman2. Feel free to call me Wes, and today we'll be doing a bunch of... No, yeah, that'd be way too quick. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wesman2. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Today, what we'll be doing is finishing up the expansion to our farm. Let's get started. So, I just realized these are carrots. I finally remembered that these are carrots as I can see them, meaning that probably in a day or so they're actually going to be done and ready for us to be harvested. But like every other day, after 64 episodes, I'm sure those that are veterans of the show know that we have two things we always got to make sure we got to do. We got to make sure that our awesome animals are fed, like for instance Musala and Muffin. We got to milk them. We got to check on, not Buttons, as I want to call her, but Biscuit, making sure she's all nice and taken care of, like such. And if you're new to this channel, welcome! I play Staxel. I play a lot of other stuff, but Staxel is what we've been doing today, and so this is what we're seeing today. So welcome! Alright, that being said, all of our animals have food, they have water, although I don't think the animals actually drink water, but they have it, just in case they do, in case that changes. We're off to Olive now, making sure she's okay. And I was about to say we gotta go feed Yoko, but I just realized I have 2 chickens now. I remember last episode what we did is we went and we bought one. So let's go take a look at Peep. Oh, that's right, Peep. Which is kind of funny. They're both black chickens. So, I don't know, because there's Bantams, and then there's the Rhode Island Reds, which are like the big kind of like brownish. Turkeys came to mind, although they're chickens. They look smaller, so I mean maybe they're bantam chickens. I mean, I am not an animal expert, so if you like looking at that and you're like, Wes, those aren't bantam, they're insert really bizarre breed of chicken, then by all means tell me. If not, then I'm gonna pretend they're bantams. I'm going this way because this is the way we're going, to talk to Oscar, and I know what I'm doing. Oscar, feel free to give me a hand whenever you're free. Pick up a broom and you can use it to push dropped items around. It's an effective way to clean up any mess you make. Yeah, Oscar, you know what? Just get off my back, buddy. Let's talk to Vorlin, because I know I think we found a few more fossils than last time, and I just want to make sure. You cannot imagine how wonderful it is again to have arms and legs again. There is nothing quite comparable to spending a few decades as an insect. Decades? Dude, I'm sorry, decades? That's crazy. Could you imagine that? You're having like breakfast cereal, right? You like pull yourself a bowl of like Frosted Flakes or your equivalent. In my case, it'd probably be like Raisin Bran or something. And poof, you're a butterfly, and then all of a sudden you're like, I've been a butterfly for 10 years just to have some jerk named Wesman2 and kind of a weird looking hat come and find you and then like throw you on the ground and give you a really scary voice. Yeah, could you imagine that? I couldn't. Although it would be completely scary. Oh, I have a sheep! I have a sheep. Of course I have a sheep. Hey, look, my inventory's dirty. That was quick. New record. I thought there was an order of operation. I think that's why I still have a sheep in my back pocket, which is I needed to finish leveling the ground so that I could build our new sheep a pen. So speaking of sheep, what should we name our sheep? I know we don't even have like any idea of what its name already is, but in the comments down below, for all those people that feel like they need to name our sheep, go ahead and I want 5 names. So if we can get 5 names, that'd be awesome. So if you see 2 names already in the comments, feel free to add 1 more, and then that person add 1 more, and then before you know it, we'll have 5, and then after that 5, we'll make a poll, and then after that poll, you'll click on the poll with the little eye icon in the bottom, top right of the corner, and then we'll vote. We'll vote to see what our sheep will be named. Since there's a bunch of awesome new people watching these videos, I'm sure we can all get along and at least come together for that. Okay, that being said, I have plenty of grass. I didn't realize I had this much grass, but that should be definitely more than enough to at least get the this outline finished and then filled in. So like for instance, this right here actually all needs to come up, so we have more grass for our grass. Alright. Thought so. I think last episode we ended like over in this corner before I had a chance to finish this completely or officially. And so I think that's why it's like this. Alright, so just throw that there. And then what is this, just long grass? I don't like it, but for the sake of just getting this done, I won't be too picky. We can always come back and fix it later. I guess what we could do too is, since we know that all this stuff is going to get covered by other grass, we can just dig it up and use it for the purposes of expanding the farm in and of itself. So just move this grass up above ground versus hiding it. And I think it's the shorter grass, which is what this stuff is, right? Yeah. Because now I have 20 of it, whereas before I think I had 0. Oh. No, 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 no. And stop! I'm hitting all the wrong buttons, and then I keep hitting more of the wrong buttons, and now I'm just 1 misplaced block turned into 6. Wait, why do I need a hoe? I'm trying to place this down. There we go. Alright, guess I'm hitting all the wrong buttons today. Alright. Okay, so let's chat. Mano y mano. I don't know the girl version of that in case, you know, I can't be like, anyways. So, I've been thinking about this. So obviously the Staxel playthrough, right, has to come to an end at some point. I know some of you are immediately like getting ready to dislike the video, but let's be honest. I mean, obviously we're gonna run out of stuff, but probably in the near future, and you probably have like at least 20 episodes. But I don't know about you, but I like to future plan. So here's the idea. This is what I have. One game that I was actually thinking of to keep this content and keep this channel daily, I was kind of making sure I had a game lined up, just so that all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the series ends, and, you know, I have to give it 4 or 5 days before I can think of something. I have a few games in mind. The top one in my head right now that reminds me of both Staxel and kind of this type of game, which I'm sure a lot of you are getting accustomed to on this channel, is a game called Creative Verse. It just had a huge update, and I've been playing it, and I feel like there's enough content in there where we could start a whole new series. That being said, right now, I mean, obviously there's not. But if you're not familiar with the game, you could either, a couple of things, you can go on YouTube and take a quick look, or if you want, comment down below, and then I'll make like a teaser video. Like I'll make a single episode, 15-minute long, kind of explaining, like I would any other episode, right? 15-20 minute long episode of just exactly how I would play the game. Although, I guess a little different from here to there is that, for instance, 15 minutes isn't a whole day cycle. The day and night cycles are pretty long, and so that I'd have to work around that. But if you want to see it, just let me know if you're interested in that, right? And I mean, in a couple of ways is commenting. That would be better than liking, because since a lot of you actually have been liking my videos, it's harder to gauge based on that. Obviously, if I get more dislikes than likes, then I could clearly see that that's not wanted. But instead of doing that, maybe just a simple comment. But I'm bringing this up because I'm doing pretty much a tedious and boring part, which is just placing grass. And I hope to just kind of get you guys thinking and just kind of entertained as I'm doing this pretty tedious task of just placing grass. But that's my thought. That's where I was thinking of going, is potentially going into Creativeverse. I've been playing it a little bit. Again, I guess privately might be the right term, right? I'm not streaming it, I'm not recording it, so I guess just in my spare time, my fun time. I've been playing it, and I think it's a good fit for us. Trust me. As a video game expert, I think I think I can dial in our taste, and if your taste is like my taste, then I think we'll like it. Obviously, there's gonna definitely be those few that, like they were before, which is fine. They're like, don't touch my Staxel, which I thought was funny that I put that as an answer, and that was the #1 poll answer. Everyone's like, yo, Wes, don't touch this game. We want this game, obviously. Anyways, just something to chew on. So it's not a surprise if, you know, after 25 more episodes, all of a sudden I'm like, you know, we're running out of content. You're not gonna be like, well, what now? I'll be like, well, remember episode 65? I don't even think I addressed this episode as episode 65. I'm like, well, remember episode 65 when we talked about this? And then, you know, it's like a 5-step program. Introduce it, teach, roll it out slowly, and then everyone's like, yeah, okay. Right? Isn't that how things work? At least I think so. Alright, so we need more grass, and I think I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing as I've been kind of just talking and and rambling on is just I'm going to grab the grass from underneath since we know it's not going to be used and there's no scary monsters in this game. So if I have, you know, a 3x3 hole underneath some grass, a bunch of monsters aren't going to spawn underneath like in many other games, and also like in Creative Verse. I'm speaking from personal preference as playing it with some friends on a server, and I built like a farm because there is farming on that game, and I forgot to light up the underneath, and all of a sudden some pretty scary monsters were spawning and kind of coming out of it, so it became like a monster spawner, and then I got scared because the nights are pretty scary there, and I was pretty much just starting out, so I was really inadequately prepared, so it's not like I had top tier armor and or swords to fight off these scary monsters. So that was fun. I died a couple times, cried a lot, and then kind of picked up my gear. But enough of that game. We're here in Staxel. So, this episode is just going to be farm expansion and then like fencing, and then hopefully next episode we should be able to get this done, because I mean I'm almost done with it right now as I'm talking. Then we'll worry more about the pen. I don't think we're going to get it right in, and I don't want to rush this and kind of just mess it up. Although it's kind of hard since all I'm doing is placing grass. But hey, you never know. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, I think this farm is actually really good. I mean, we've been slowly progressing, and I'm actually really proud of it. I mean, if you think of back to episode like 4 or 5, and then you think about that, and then if you look at episode 1, there's a huge difference, right? I remember episode 1, we're trying to just kind of fix everything. By episode 5, we kind of had an idea about what was going on. Episode 10, you know, it's like that. And then by episode, 20, could you believe that? We started building Rosemary's home. And then here, 50, we started the museum. And now here are past the 60s. And we have a museum built. We have a farm being expanded. I always like taking time lapses and doing stuff like that because I always like to see the progression. And when you kind of think of it like that, I mean, some of you been around here since episode 1 or 2, and I know a lot of you went back to episode 0 and watched from no episode, or which was more of the introduction to Staxel, and then you've caught up, meaning you've seen all that progression. But sometimes I like, at least for me, I didn't do it over the course of maybe 3 or 4 days it took someone to watch all the episodes, which is my favorite thing to do when I find a series a bunch of episodes in. So don't get me wrong, is more so of like, that was a day by day for me. And so here I am almost 2.5 months later. I've been doing these daily videos, and this is all the progression we've been able to do, which is cool. I like seeing it. That's why when we were doing Rosemary's home, I was hoping to remember to do the time lapse so I could like put it together and post and just show you, we have grass, and then you see the grass and the foundation, and then you see the beginning of the walls, and then you see all the walls, and you see the roof and the 2-story and the roof on that, and and we can move it inside where you see the kitchen being placed, the bathroom being built, the upstairs being fixed, and just stuff like that. The floors being put in. I always just like seeing that. All right, other than that, I really don't know what to do. As far as to talk about, I mean, and that's kind of what I've noticed is like during these recap videos, I'm kind of just literally recapping everything and just trying to get back into it. And since we're not into some really big project right now, I can't really talk about that other than just seeing all the progression, I guess reminiscing, if you will. Again, it's just to hopefully keep this entertaining. All right, new topic. I don't have a new topic other than the sheep. I wonder how that's gonna go. I haven't had a sheep yet in the game. I had a pig once, like I was saying a few episodes ago, and I didn't know how to feed the pig, and so I almost like thought it needed to die to give bacon, which logically made sense, but in game I'm like, that can't be right. There's no way they'd make you pay 10,000 petals just to kill a pig to get a bacon from it. And when you go on the wiki, it lets you know that all the other animals, i.e. sheep and cow, require trough food. And then you go to feed the pig, and it's like, nope, doesn't need it. And it doesn't let you know that they need a special trough that you put, just slop. You need a slop trough, and then it turns, into slop, and then you feed the pig that. It doesn't let you know that. And I was like, oh, well, that's cool. Luckily, I had an awesome subscriber who caught it and was like, no, Wes, man, you need to. And that's not Wesman, that was Wes, man. He didn't You need to call me Wesman. He's just like, no, 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 this is, you do this. And I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. So I'm hoping for the sheep, it should be pretty straightforward. Actually don't know if we can refine the cloth. So for instance, if I shear the sheep and I get all the wool, if I can turn it, one, into cloth, and then two, if I can like maybe make clothes or something cool with them. Because that would be really neat, where I can make my own clothes and not have to worry about buying them, because they're really expensive in this game. And I know I use that word a lot, but I mean, like, it's a lot. Obviously, in retrospect, now that we have, you know, 45,000 and another almost 20,000 in crop alone, it's probably not expensive. But at the time, I mean, one of the shirts was like 800 bucks. And I was like, I'm not spending $800 on a shirt. And maybe that's just personal preference, where I'm like, man, I go to Walmart and buy the silly shirts for like $6. Why would I spend any more, let alone 700 bucks on a shirt? And so now going in the game, I'm like, 700 bucks? Oh, forget that. Where's the clearance aisle? I don't know, that's just me. But ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it's about time we need to wrap this episode up, only because I'm going to pass out on my face. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all those that have been tuning in, for those that have been subscribing, those that have been commenting, those that have been liking, and just helping out the community and just moving this along. I've been appreciating all the words of encouragement and all the advice that people have been giving me. Down below, for those that are new, feel free to check out all the links, which are the social media outlets that I post on, I like, and if you heard that ding, that means we have mail. But down below in the description is all that. If you like this video, then you know what to do, all the cool stuff. But until next time, guys, as always, keep it real.